What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman. We have a full plot leak for the Eternals today that is super detailed. I'm going to issue the normal spoiler warning. If you're a fan of the channel, you may have noticed we'd covered a full plot leak just over a month ago. I'll make sure to link it at the end of this. And it went a long way in explaining a lot of stuff, but is nowhere near as detailed as the one that we have today. The two seemingly corroborate each other, but today's, and we're going to break it down, goes a long way in explaining where the Eternals have been this whole time, why they're now interacting with the regular humans on Earth, and why they didn't act during Avengers Endgame. We're gonna break this whole thing down. It is super in depth, and guys, what's more, we actually have a quote from the director of Eternals taken from this Comic-Con footage that actually corroborates this whole thing. And you'll notice where I normally tear these plot leaks apart, I really have very little in the way of critiques. We're gonna get to it, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We're giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, as well as a whole slew of other Marvel related stuff, including some limited edition Infinity Saga box sets that we'll be officially announcing next week throughout the holiday season. If you want to be entered to win any of the stuff, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video, and if you want, stick around to the end of the video. I'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. So guys, the normal spoiler warning this time. I would also usually say take this with a grain of salt. I'm not going to do that today. I actually believe a lot that's in this plot leak. It just smacks of that special something that's Marvel explaining away all the reasons we would say, hey, this doesn't make any sense, but doing it in a way that's not cheesy. So if this is going to ruin your Eternals experience in any way, if you know you're susceptible to this kind of stuff, or you don't actually want to hear anything about the movie, you might want to back out now or save this. I know it's a year away, so there's a chance you might forget a lot of it, but either way, you've been warned now, so let's jump right in. This posted 2 days ago to 4chan and then spread everywhere else in the normal spots. Thousands of years ago, the Celestials came to Earth and experimented on humans, creating deviants and Eternals. Deviants are purple, mindless monsters, and Eternals are humanoid gods with magical abilities. For years, both species fought for dominance in the cosmos. The main planet for the Eternals is Olympia after Titan fell. Eternals are forbidden from having children or mingling with humans. Eternals think lowly of humans and deem themselves superior. Sersie, played by Gemma Chan, is a naive and childish soldier who relishes interacting with the humans. Icarus, played by Richard Madison, is the most powerful Eternal in Olympia and married with 2 kids. Makari is a mute and deaf speedster who's discriminated against in this society. Thanos, played by Brian Tyree Henry, is the most intelligent man in the city who builds weapons and armor despite being a pacifist. Kingo is the comedic relief and a refugee from Titan who is an expert swordsman. Thena, played by Angelina Jolie, is the mysterious and aggressive commander of the Olympian military. Gilgamesh, played by Don Lee, as seen here, perfect timing for once with the footage, is an extremist who is exiled from the city after leading a failed uprising. Druig, who is normally the villain in the comics and presumed to be one of the villains in this film, is a loner and a refugee from Titan. And Ajak, of course played by Salma Hayek, is the matriarch of the Eternals. She can heal everything with a kiss. It goes on to say the Eternals receive news about the activities of Earth from Black Knight, who is a servant who wields the ebony blade and guards humanity from the deviants when the Eternals are occupied. The Black Knight of his generation is Dane Whitman, played by Kit Harington. Him and Sersie fall in love. Ajak forbids the relationship. Sersie enlists the help of Sprite, played by Leah McHugh, for wisdom. Sprite says that there is an ancient gravesite called the Tomb of the Gods that is enchanted with Asgardian magic that can grant the wish of anyone who wishes for it as long as they deliver the ebony blade. Sersie steals that ebony blade from Dane and wishes for her to become human. The spell works, but quickly backfires. Instead of just Sersie becoming human, Makari, Phastos, Kingo, Sprite, Druig, Icarus, and Thena all become human as well, and they do not remember their past lives. Dane Whitman is no longer the Black Knight, but an archaeologist. In this new reality, Gilgamesh's uprising succeeded, and the Eternals have become world conquerors all around the galaxy, and Ajak is the one who's exiled. Sersie is the only one whose memories are intact, and she discovers that there are deviants on Earth and Gilgamesh's forces are arriving. To prevent a mass war, Sersie must find her friends, jog their memories to prevent the catastrophe. It's revealed that Sprite tricked Sersie. She wished for all Eternals to become human long ago, but she didn't have access to the ebony blade. Instead of the tomb fulfilling Cersei's wish, it simply granted Sprite's since she asked first, and when the ebony blade was successfully delivered, hers was the wish that became true. She was tired of being treated like a child. Remember, she's going to be a full-grown adult, but trapped in a child's body. The story has numerous flashbacks to the past. We will see ancient civilizations both on Earth and in space. We will see young Odin and a young Thanos. Now, if you remember some 3.5–4 minutes ago, I mentioned in the prologue that we actually had a quote taken from the director during this initial San Diego Comic-Con footage that sort of corroborated this entire plot leak, and I'm going to go ahead and play that for you now.
And also for this film, for the Eternals, it's about these group of incredible immortals, but through their journey, we really get to explore what it means to be human and humanity in our time on this planet. So we can't wait to share the film with you.
Now, in case it was hard for you to hear her and I boosted the audio as much as I could, she said, although it's about this incredible group of immortals, it's about their journey and what it means to be human and humanity and our time on this earth. When I read that plot leak, I couldn't help but think of that quote. It explains everything. Not only why the Eternals just weren't interacting with us up until recently and where they were this entire time, but why they didn't interact by choice, and then obviously with the Asgardian magic changing the reality to make them human, they get to understand our plight from a human's perspective now that they are one. And of course, it's the whole walk a mile in their shoes thing, the key to empathy. Now, having empathized with our position, it only brings the Marvel Cinematic Universe closer together. Now, when she says understanding humanity and our time on Earth, I really thought this was going to be a convoluted love story between Dane Whitman and Sersie, you know, sort of across borders, across family lines. They can't be together and they'll find a way. This contextualizes everything in a much more inclusive way, bringing all of the Eternals to Earth in a way that you can understand and doesn't feel cheesy. Hey, they weren't here, slight retcon, now they're here. There's a lot of things that I've read online, guys. I've been doing this for over a year and a half. I've read so many plot leaks for the last 4 Marvel movies. Some of them are okay, but none of them are as concise. None of them have that Marvel touch the way that this did. That's why when I was going to offer the spoiler warning, I didn't say take this with a grain of salt. I said, hey, this might actually hold a lot of validity, and now that you've heard it, you can see why. The most important part of this for me also was the plot leak that came before it seemed to implicate a couple other things about the plot line, both Druig's role in pulling strings on both sides and the Deviants' war with the Eternals. This doesn't seem to preclude either of those storylines. Rather, it actually just filled in the blanks for what those could be. Druig could have easily orchestrated this entire thing, been the one behind Sprite's inspiration. He could have also pulled strings on the other side as well, between Sersie and Dane Whitman, or even more specifically just behind Cersei's intention to steal the blade. Either way, it does have Gemma Chan's character of Sersie figuring prominently into the plotline and in a leading actress role, which definitely clarifies why they would have recast her from her original role in Captain Marvel. I thought that was a little weird, but maybe they just liked her work as an ancillary character so much they wanted to give her a leading role, and it doesn't bother me. I haven't seen anybody say it's going to bother them that she's in both Marvel movies. Guys, they've done this with extras in the past. Now, the last interesting takeaway from all of this is that if they don't remember that they're quote-unquote superheroes and Gemma Chan has to be the one to jog their memory, then in essence, aren't we going to see their origin story, or at least their re-origin story, as they come to remember themselves for who they are? Does that remind you of any movies we've seen here recently, especially Marvel movies, where she didn't remember who she was and then remembered that she... Look, this doesn't feel or sound like Captain Marvel, but I would be a little remiss in not pointing out the similarities between the two, sort of an amnesia of sorts. But this is going to be a different kind of movie, but it does sound rather similar. There isn't anything in this that gives me pause or makes me think if it's real, though. It's one of the most realistic plot leaks that I've ever covered here at the channel. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments, specifically A, about the authenticity of this plot leak. If you believe it's true, why? And then do you like it? Do you like some of the stuff they're doing in here? If you don't believe it's true for any reason, I'm all ears. Let me know in the comments. I always love hearing that stuff. And quickly, let's get into the giveaways before I let you go. We're still giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, the next of which is at the 500,000 subscriber mark. All you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video. That automatically enters you to win anything here at the channel. We've already given away 7 PlayStation 4 Pros. The last 3 most recent winners actually have PlayStation 4 Pro winner in the title. All you got to do is go back and look throughout the channel. All winners are announced at the end of videos, as is the case for every prize that we give away. We will also be giving away 2 limited edition Infinity Saga box sets. They're almost twice as expensive as those PlayStation 4 Pros. They're also limited edition. We were able to get our hands on 2 for giveaways here at the channel. We'll be formally and officially announcing those starting in November, closer to the holiday season, but all the same rules will apply going forward, especially throughout the rest of the year. And then after that, all you have to do to be entered to win any of the stuff, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video, and because it's truly random, the more videos you like and comment on, the better chance you have of winning. My name's Michael Roman. This is Everything Always, guys. Thanks for checking out the channel and stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.